The year 2020 bore a lot of expectations in our minds, the beginning of a new decade, the beginning of new beginnings. For India, it had General Bipin Rawat named the country's first Chief Defence Staff. In the United States, astronaut Christina Koch completed the longest continuous space flight by a female astronaut after 328 days on the International Space Station. While there were talks about a Wuhan virus spreading at a considerable rate, WHO declared a novel coronavirus pandemic. The COVID-19 saga began right there. Lockdown, quarantine, online class, work from home, masks and sanitizers became an integral part of our lives. The whole world was locked up in their houses, but a few of us took this opportunity to find the master chefs in us by making dalgona coffee, pastas, pizzas and desserts. Our social media feeds were filled with song and dance covers, and since we were barred to go outside, unknowingly we went inwards and explored our hidden talents. Meanwhile, a bunch of people lost their jobs, people migrated, it even wrecked a few of our mental healths. Basically, the pandemic unleashed an internal churning about the purpose and meaning of life as we all pressed a pause button. We anticipated for it to be a stagnant year, but guess what? It was not at all stagnant. A whole lot of things happened and there have been a lot of learnings. There have been constant reminders from Mother Nature in the form of locust attacks, forest fires and cyclones. India has not witnessed a full-blown locust cycle since 1993. The high magnitude of insects attacked and their early arrival highlighted a critical aspect of global warming. Amazon and California forest fires have been brutal this year. At least 75% of fires were due to human activities. The Indian Ocean region, the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal together reported 5 cyclones: Amphan, Nisarga, Gati, Nivar and Burevi. Out of these, Nisarga and Gati formed over Arabian Sea is an indicator of climate change. Some big-scale mishaps also took place this year. A large amount of styrene gas was leaked from a polymer plant near Visakhapatnam. A natural gas blowout that happened in Oil India Limited's Bhagjan oil field in Assam lasted for over a month. A large amount of ammonium nitrate stored at the port of the city of Beirut exploded, causing at least 204 deaths, 6,500 injuries, and leaving an estimated 300,000 people homeless. And it is considered to be around 1/20th of the size of the atomic bomb that was used on Hiroshima. Yet again, the tabletop runway has proven to be unsafe by killing 21 people, including both the pilots in Kozhikode International Airport. The last time such a crash took place was in Mangalore International Airport in 2010. While India and Russia were declared as the joint winners of 2020 online chess Olympiad, India and China broke off to a standoff. The first standoff began as a clash between Indian and Chinese soldiers at a beach of Pangong Tso, followed by which the Ministry of Information and Technology of Government of India banned popular Chinese apps including CamScanner, PUBG, Shein, TikTok, etc. On the global platform, the UN Commission on Narcotic Drugs zeroed in on the decision to remove cannabis from Schedule 4 of 1961 Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs, where it was listed alongside deadly addictive opioids including heroin. The UN statement added that cannabis has been subjected to strictest control over 59 years. Total 27 member states, including India, the US and EU countries, supported the vote, while 25 nations, including China, Pakistan and Russia, voted no. In the societal sphere, the Supreme Court ruled that a Hindu woman's right to be a joint heir to an ancestral property is by birth and does not depend on whether her father is alive or not. Coparcenary is by birth, so the father doesn't need to be living, as on 9th September 2005 when the Hindu Succession Amendment Act was enacted. In the Nirbhaya case, 4 Indian men convicted of the gang rape and murder were hanged. George Floyd's death reminded us of the prevalence of racial discrimination and white supremacy in today's world, but it also taught us that the power of technology and social media can bring the whole world together to fight against the unjust system. In the field of technology, for the first time in history, NASA's SpaceX Demo 2 have launched NASA astronauts from American soil in a commercially built and operated American crew spacecraft on its way to the International Space Station. Towards the closing closing of the year, we witnessed a phenomenal Saturn-Jupiter great conjunction, a wonder which has not occurred in the past 800 years and will not be occurring for the next 60 years, or with the following close conjunction 337 years later in August 2417. This roller coaster of a year had taken away a lot of people that we love. This year, life has been unmasked as we masked ourselves to survive. The pandemic forced us to think about the way we are living and we ought to live. It was underlined the need to revisit and, if required, redefine the purpose and meaning of life. Learning to live with a purpose and meaning is the biggest takeaway of the year that has gone by.